Hi everyone, this is Mindy Fleckenstein. I'm going to be doing the tutorial today on cellsalive.com. I have chosen this technology because I teach high school sciences, high school biology, and we spend a lot of time on cells. We study cell structure and the cell cycle. Both of these topics are covered on this interactive site. We have the interactive cell models, we have the cell cycle, some games. There's also genetics, microbes, the immune response, but I would be more interested in the models and the cell cycle. My purpose for this is to get the students to interact with the cells rather than simply just looking at pictures. They can play game type simulations to learn about the cell parts, the cell cycle, and much more pertaining to the cell. This simulation would be for my sophomore biology class, as well as a quick lesson for my anatomy and physiology students at the beginning of the year when we do a basic cell review. The two ISTE standards that I have chosen that are covered with this is ISTE standard T2B and ISTE standard S1C. So to get to this site, you just go to www.cellsalive.com. There you will get to this page here. On this page, there are interactive cell models with both the plant animal cell and the bacterial cell. There are puzzles and games, and then over here is the interactive eukaryote cell cycle. Those are the ones that I'm going to be concentrating on. So if we start with the plant and animal cell, you click on plant and animal, and it will bring you to this page. On this page, you will find some other activities that you can do. Most of these are free, but the cell model PowerPoint you do have to pay for. The rest of them are free. A free cell model worksheet that can be used as a review or as an assessment of the students after the lesson. There's an organelle memory match game as a game to play, a cell model jigsaw puzzle as well. If you scroll down, it talks about all of the different organelles and their purposes within the cell. These are also within the activity that we will do in a little bit. So if you scroll down, you can go through these as a class or have the students read through them, talk about them with each other, maybe using this to introduce the cell or teach the cell itself, either way. So then if when you're ready to start the simulation, you click Start the Animation. This will bring up the page in which you pick either the animal cell or the plant cell. We'll just pick the animal cell for today. You can shut the sound off so that you don't hear the little dings every time. You can leave it on, it doesn't matter. If you can start going through. It will identify each one that you go over, the nucleus of the cell, the nucleolus. It will surround the picture, each one that you go through. You can, on each one of these, click on it. When you click on it, it brings up the definition and what the purpose of that organelle is. For example, this is the ribosome. It gives you the structure, talks about or shows you how it's used in protein synthesis, and gives you a definition. In this case, ribosomes are packets of RNA and protein that play a crucial role in both prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. They are the site of protein synthesis. Each ribosome comprises two parts, a large subunit and a small subunit. Messenger RNA from the cell nucleus is moved systematically along the ribosome, where transfer RNA adds individual amino acid molecules to the lengthening protein chain. So that gives kind of a basic definition of ribosomes. You then can return to the gut cell diagram, and the students or you, if you're doing it as a class group, can pick another organelle. It can be also used by clicking on the organelle at the top, and it brings up this definition for that organelle. So you can go through all of the organelles that way. You can do the same thing by clicking on the plant cell and going through the organelles there as well. It does show the organelles that a plant cell does not, or the plant cell has that the animal cell does not have, such as the chloroplast and the cell wall. So if you want to go back then, you can go back to the organelle overview. This is back to the page that we were on with this to show you the worksheets that can be found with this. You can download various different worksheets, such as with the animal cell model. It will bring up a worksheet in the PDF form. You can print it off. Students then can identify the various organelles, or you can give them a matching game of some sort if you would like to do that. There are various different resources with that. To go back to the beginning, you just click Cells Alive Home, and it takes you back to the first page. There are puzzles and games. There are jigsaw puzzles. You can choose which game that you want to play. There's a matching game that the students can match, just a memory game in which they can click and they have to find that same structure. And that's just an example there. To go back, again, click the Cells Alive Home. This is the other simulation that I would use mostly is with the eukaryotic cell cycle, mitosis, and meiosis. This one, again, you've got free worksheets, free games. You can start the animation. In the animation, there are some different ways you can do it. You can push play, and it will go through the entire cell cycle with the arrow going down the side to show the different levels. You can also click on one, and it will show the cell, both an animation and an actual cell at that stage. The students are able to see where the chromosomes are, the spindles, and the centrioles within that. To go back again, you can click on any of these to go back to just to the cell cycle. If you choose that, it will bring up instead of having ads. But you can go back to the cell cycle. Here is the cell cycle. We had the mitosis. Again, it will do the same thing. As you push play, it will go through. It goes through what stages it's in. A, is the cell big enough? It's the checkpoint that it goes through. You can continue. It will go through S phase. You can go through each of the different phases over on the right as well. So you can go back to the cell cycle overview. Again, this is where you can get your free resources. This page, just like the cell page, will allow you to get all of the different stages or tell you what is happening in each of those stages. So all in all, I really like this site. Students, it's very easy to go through with the students. It allows them to interact with the cells, to learn about the